Hello everyone, and welcome to the new year at Grizzly News. I'm your anchorman, Caleb Bradley.
And I'm Cassandra Garcia, who really calls the shots around here.
Very good, Cassandra. We at the news studio wish to welcome everyone back to school and wish them a very successful and exciting 2018. Wrapping up 2017 meant semester finals and putting the finishing touches to our semester 1 grades.
That's right, Caleb. The new year started off full steam ahead with both students and staff here at LHS scrambling to prepare for finals. In order to better capture the scope of their hard work, we sent our local catch-all reporter, Matthew Graves, to question several teachers and students about our most recent string of semester exams and how students and teachers prepared. Also, Matthew met up with academic advisor, Ms. Masheri, to ask them about how students are doing academically and how to prepare for the next semester and the rest of their careers here at LHS. Let's hear what they all have to say.
I'm back again. This time I'm interviewing Ms. Masheri to ask about how finals went on the administrative standpoint. So, Ms. Masheri, how do you think finals went this year?
Well, overall, I think the kids took them really seriously, different levels of that, obviously, but in general, I think they were really digging in and working hard, and I think, in general, finals were really successful. From what I'm seeing as the academic advisor, when I look up the report cards, things are looking really good.
All right. And just from someone who works very closely with some of the teachers and stuff like that, did any of the teachers have issues preparing finals or getting ready for them in any way?
Well, it was a little bit rough because our finals week was the same time as Winterfest, and so there was a lot of activity in the hallway. Kids were a little distracted, so that was a little hard, I would say.
Right. And just to wrap up, are there any bits of advice or tips you could give to someone to prepare for finals, which will be coming up at the end of this semester?
Yes, absolutely, Matt. I think one thing that happens is a lot of times, second semester, our students get a little tired, understandably, and so they slack off a little. But I just want to let you guys all know, a little advice out there for the kids, just hang in there, keep working hard, keep studying, because the payoff is really big in the end. Take it from some of the seniors out there today who are getting ready to go to colleges and getting their acceptance letters. They're thrilled, so if you just want to keep that up for you too.
All right, I think that's all we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that should be it.
All right.
Hi, I'm Matthew Graves with the Loyalton Newscast, and here I'm going to be interviewing a few students about finals and how they went from. Right now I'm with junior Devin Wright. So Devin, tell me, how do you think finals went this year?
It went pretty good. I didn't fail, so.
All right, what do you say your most difficult final was?
My most difficult final definitely was AP Chemistry.
All right. How was AP Chem more difficult than some of the other finals?
Well, Mr. Dorsey teaches the class, so that always adds a little extra challenge.
Fair enough. I think that's all we need. And thank you very much. That's it. I'm Matthew Graves again, and here I am with Madeline Williams, another senior. And I'm just going to ask her about finals again. So, Madeline, what would you say, how did finals go for you this year?
I would say they went pretty well. I studied enough so that I knew what I was doing on my finals, and I think I did pretty good on them.
Okay, what would you say was your most difficult
final? My most difficult final would probably have to be my Spanish final, and for that one we had to take a song that was in Spanish, memorize it, and then sing it to the class.
Besides Spanish, was there any super labor-intensive finals that you had?
For my agricultural mechanics class, we did have a test, and Mrs. Griffin graded us on our record book as well as our notebook. So that one I had to do a lot of prep for, organize my binder and just clean up my record book to make sure everything was in order and everything.
All right then, I think that's all we need. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hi, I'm Matthew Graves with the Loyalton Newscast, and here I am interviewing Benny Tidwell, a senior, about how his finals went and just finals in general. So Benny, can you tell me, how do you think finals went for you this year? The good, bad?
They weren't really that hard. I only had two, one in English and one in Ag. The hardest one was probably Ag.
What made Ag harder than English?
Didn't really study for it like I should have, so.
Did the finals have any bad effects on your grades at all?
Not too much, because I held a good grade throughout the quarter, so.
All right, I think that's all we need. Back to the news desk.
Thanks, Matt. The students sure are working hard, and it's great the school has some support to make sure everyone is successful. But now we'll return to our earlier topic, the new year. As it happens every 12 months, new resolutions come out of the woodwork in January. And here at the studio, we became curious to see what many of those resolutions are here at our school.
So we sent our own Mason Johnson to track down and interview several of our students and staff regarding their resolutions for New Year, New Me, and how they are currently holding up almost a month later.
I'm here interviewing Tyler Miller. Tyler, what is your New Year's resolution?
Well, this year, taking a little twist, and I'm actually going to listen to my doctor. And she says I need to hydrate some more, so, bottoms up.
I'm here interviewing Zakiah. Zakiah, what is your New Year's resolution?
I think one of my New Year's resolutions would be probably more self-confidence and more drive to do things in school.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I'm interviewing Joseph Wanutka. Joseph, what is your New Year's resolution?
To exercise more.
Nice.
Thanks, Mason. Now a word from our sponsors.
Yes, I just have one this one more. The easiest thing we've done all year. No, are you retarded? Are you really stupid? I think you're an idiot. I think you're stupid. I can do that. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stupid. Idiot. Fine. Fine.
Alright everyone, now on to one of our larger events of the year, Winterfest. As usual, Winterfest was an exciting time for Loyalton with a week dedicated to student dress-up days and general spirit showing. This year's theme, Aloha Winter, aimed to highlight a beachfront style of winter, though with a little bit less rain.
That's right. Our candidates also proved to enjoy themselves this week and during the rally on Friday. This year's King candidates were Benny Tidwell, Ezra Eberhardt, and Caleb Bradley. Our Prince candidates included Dylan Barrow from the freshman class, Tyler Miller from the sophomores, and Brett Sheridan from the junior class. All of them had a good time and were great sports during the rally. Congratulations to Tyler Miller, our Winterfest Prince, and Benny Tidwell, our Winterfest King for 2018.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The basketball games are a huge part of Winterfest. And this year's competition went phenomenally. With all of our teams doing well, only one team got the win. The JV boys lost their game against Portola 45-60, with the varsity girls following suit with a loss of 49-55.
But one team did win against Portola, the varsity boys team. The game was fast-paced and exciting, with the defense of our boys in blue killing it and leading to a win 65-52. Also, the crowds at the game were huge, adding to the intensity, the spirit, and the money raised for the night, and showing that when local schools compete against each other, everyone wins.
Yeah, the games were really fun. Hopefully we'll see LHS competing with neighboring schools more often. After all the games were said and done, the Winterfest dance commenced with over 60 attendees from both Loyalton and Portola coming to enjoy the atmosphere and music. A great time was had by all of us.
Yeah, the dance was super fun. But now let's go to Matthew Graves with our FFA highlight segment to catch us up on all the FFA news. Matthew?
Thanks, Caleb. For the past few months, things have been pretty quiet with the FFA, with only a few major events passing our way recently. One such event was the annual Superior Region Opening and Closing Competition, which was held on November 15th. During the competition, 3 teams from our Loyalton chapter competed against other chapters using the parliamentary procedures to open and close official FFA meetings. In addition, some of our students also competed in separate competitions, with each of the freshman attendees taking the Best Informed Green Hand Test, or BIG, and several of our sophomore and juniors taking the Cooperative Marking Test. With our freshman attendees, the team of first years took second by only a single point behind the first. On said team, local freshman Rochelle Smith received first overall in individual scoring, being the first person from Loyalton FFA to do so in several years. We fared slightly worse on the cooperative marketing tests, with only one person placing an individual. That person, me, got 4th place overall, which is still better than we have done in previous years. But back to the main event. Our teams for opening and closing included the Green Hand group made of Isabella Del Barba, Keith Miller, Louis Aceto, Mason Williams, Lythan Ryan, and Rochelle Smith. Our advanced team, which included Brianna Rowan, Carly Sheridan, Madison Kilmurray, Hunter Graves, Matthew Graves, me again, and Kristen Roberti. And finally, the officer team, which was made of our local officers Zaya White, Bodie Griffin, Brock Griffin, Phoebe Griffin, Veronica Vasquez, and Madeline Williams. All the teams did exceptionally well, with each team placing overall in 5th. Past that, things at the FFA have been pretty lax for a few months, but we will be changing that soon. As of right now, Loyalton FFA will be attending a CDE competition in Arbuckle, California on February 2nd. If you see any FFA kids, be sure to wish them luck. That's all we have for now. Back to you, Cassie.
Thanks, Matthew. And with that, let's just roll right into the sports section of our newscast. Our Loyalton teams are having continued success into the basketball season with few signs of stopping. The teams have been doing a lot of traveling for league, seeing wins against Westwood, Hurlong, and Downeyville. The last week of January sees 3 nights of great basketball against Greenville, Excel Christian, Quincy, and Downeyville. To the date, junior varsity boys have a record of 5 wins to 12 losses. Varsity girls have a record of 9 wins and 10 losses, and after a very challenging preseason play, and the boys varsity has a record of 11 wins and 7 losses. We hope this week will bring more wins and some great seeding for playoffs.
That's right, Cassie. Let's hope for some home playoff games towards the end of February.
Well, that's all we have for news this month, and we hope to see you again for our March news. I'm Cassandra Garcia.
And I'm Caleb Bradley.
Thanks for tuning in.